Welcome and thank you for joining me and the Old Grumpy Prosperity team for this week's episode of Grow Your Mind and Money. Now tonight we're interviewing author Kish Renee, a gifted writer who uses her creative skills to write books based on her urban experiences that entertain and stimulate the mind. Now, Kish Renee has experienced the other side of the mountain, the valley, and the mountaintop, and has used those challenges to empower herself and others in pursuing their dreams. Kish's willingness to support others and make a difference has her be a champion for humanity. And as usual, it is time for a little spoken word to kick off our show. And we usually do that with our own Showtime Shanie, the original Sunshine Princess of Poetry.
Hey, well, it looks like Miss Shanie, one of her little munchkins is ill. She's going to try to make it into the show tonight, but she did send a poem, a bit of spoken word. So let's check this piece out. Roll it, please. That mic is hot.
Reflections of my shine will tell you what you need to know, and that is that I live. Do you hear me? I said that I live. Every day like it was my last because time is slipping away fast and I already know I can't change the past. But baby, all bad times won't last. It's just all a part of my transition as I move in position to say farewell. But God's not finished with me yet. So before I go, there's lots that others need to know. You see, God sent me here to deliver a message, and right now, that message you might not get. But when you do, it's going to flow through you. It's going to move you. You're going to know why God told me to choose you. See, I ain't an angel on any level. Every once in a while, you might have seen me dance with the devil, but I don't belong to him, and that's what he hates. For all things he's done to me, and I never lose faith. God is testing my abilities, my longevity, and my speech. Does that sound odd to you? But that's okay, because that's what God gave me. I intend to keep. I told you I'm supposed to be here, so stand clear as I break down the lies and come through the demise and stand here and tell you that I survived, and I have never felt so alive. My future's my focus. I know that kind of makes you nervous to realize that no matter how many times you knock me down, I'll get up. You pissing me off only makes me tough. See, I am all that I claim to be. I'm a leader, a rider, survivor, provider with sweet blazing words that come through this wire. As this microphone projects and the speakers reflecting my words, I confess. If you didn't know, let me be the one to tell you I'm blessed. Every once in a while I get stressed, but I can't hold on to that because that leads me to be depressed, and I can't have that. There's so much that I've endured, but I will continue to come back for more because, baby, life is tough. But my family didn't raise no punk. And I know the only reason you keep messing with me is because you want my energy. You want the best part of me. That's what you can never have. All that I share with you is still that you never grasp. That's why I'm leaving you and all you stood for in my past. You see, if I leave you there, then I never forget. Then, too, doing this shit twice with you, man, please, you got me bent. Whoever told you that life is a cinch, never really lived, because in life you have to roll with the punches, and just when you think they're done, they keep coming. My lineage is already defined. I was born in this world, so I'm already serving time. So I ain't gonna bite my tongue because that hurts. I'd rather be that pit bull in a skirt. Yeah, I've been known to do a little bit of dirt. That's right, I am a natural flirt. And you keep messing with me on my turf. And see, that will get your ass hurt. I am the light in the darkness. I am the strength in weak times. If you didn't know, I am the original sunshine. So go ahead and take one day at a time, because I'm only going to give you the reflections of my shine until you realize that the world really is mine. The world is mine. It's mine. It's not yours.
Snap,
Oh,
snap,
snap, snap,
snap.
snap.
Shanie, the original Sunshine Princess of Poetry. Wow. Now, before we continue, it is time for our money-making thought. One great thing after another. If you let yourself get pulled in too many directions at once, you'll never make much progress in any of those directions. In order to say yes to real achievement, you must be willing to say no to other things. There is much you can do, yet you cannot do everything. As compelling as the entire universe of possibilities may be, You must narrow your focus if you are to fulfill any of them. Though your love has no limit, you are limited by the number of hours in each day. Though your love may encompass all that is, to express that love, you must be more specific. Just because you give your focus and attention to something in particular does not mean you're ungrateful for all else. On the contrary, it means you're making effective use of your life to create value for all of life. Saying no can be positive because it frees you to focus on something that makes a real difference. Give yourself to a purpose that feels right to you, and don't let other possibilities pull you away. Instead of vainly trying to do it all at once, choose to succeed at doing one great thing after another. What I've learned about myself and growing my mind when it comes to the theme, one great thing after another, and the action I will take, is I have learned that if I take on too much, I don't get anything done and everything suffers. But when I focus my attention on the task at hand and act with discipline, things get done with velocity. So the action I will take is to say no to those things that best be put off till later and say yes to the task at hand. Now, it is time for our special interview with a great creative writer, Author Kish Renee. Empress of Faith, Nakia, please take it away.
Well, of course, thank you, as always, Ronnie B., for the awesome and excellent intro. In this part of the show, we will learn about a challenge Kish faced in having her dreams fulfilled, a challenge that knocked the wind out of her sails. Somehow, some way, she kept going and turned that challenge from seeming defeat into victory. Thank you, Kish Renee, for being on the show tonight.
You are very welcome, and thank you for having me.
Of course. So looking forward to the opportunity. So let's go ahead and get straight into the questions. Kish, can you please share an incident or a time in your life that knocked the wind out of your sails, when the going got even rougher and you felt like you were lost? Please be as specific as possible so we can truly appreciate what you were experiencing.
Oh, okay. I would have to say it would be the death of my brother. Actually, the death of my first brother.
Wow, okay.
Okay, so I'm trying to think where I want to begin. Growing up, I always thought that I was an only child. I used to always tell my parents, I want a brother, I want a sister, not knowing that I had one. I had a brother. We were the same age. When I was 16, I found out that I had a brother. We did not get close until we were about 18, 19. By the time we were, I would say, in our early 20s, we were inseparable. We would talk every day. I mean, tried to make up for lost time. He was killed by his 13-year-old stepson.
Wow.
This child he raised from birth. And he had a child with this woman, and he treated this child as his own. I don't know the details, as to, what actually happened, as to why he took my brother's life. You know, it was hard. I came to terms with that. Then recently, I had another brother. He was 25. His name is Jonathan. Now, with him, we grew up in the same house. He was my cousin. We adopted him when he was about 3 months old. And with us, it was a big age difference. I was like, when he came to live with us, I was like about 13 or something like that. And, you know, being a teenager, you know how you are, you know, didn't really want to be bothered with him. So I admit I treated him bad, you know. I didn't want to be bothered with him. It was like everywhere I went, he had to go with me. Where people thought he was my kid, you know, I didn't like that. You know, I don't know. But anyway, as we grew up, you know, he thought the world of me. As we got older, I didn't want to be bothered with him. You know, I didn't have the time for him. He was off into the streets trying to make a name for himself, you know, and I didn't give him the time that I should have. And you would have thought, with me losing my first brother, that I would have tried to do more for him, and I ended up losing him. And one night, something told me to call my little brother. And I remember the last time I saw him, he asked me, he said, "Sis, can I come stay with you?" And I was like, you know, I didn't want to be bothered. And I'm like, you know, what you want to come stay with me for? I'm like, you know, I'm busy. I wasn't busy. I just didn't want to be bothered. And he wanted some little girl, some little chicken head he was messing with that I didn't like. I didn't want to be bothered with her. You know, I'm like, you know, you could stay, but she can't. I don't like her. He's like, why not? I don't know. I don't like her. You can stay, but she can't. So I let him come stay at the house with me, and we joked around and everything. I never really told him I loved him. Yes, I did love him, but that night I told him I loved him. I kissed him. You know, he was like, get your ass off me. You know, played around and laughed and everything, not knowing that was the last time that I was going to see him.
Wow.
And, you know, he left out. He called me. And like I've done so many times, I looked at my phone. I hit that reject button. He don't want nothing. I'll talk to him later.
Wow.
Later that night, I asked my cousin. I said, call Michael. I need to talk to him. I said, matter of fact, why don't you go get him? So she calls him. He doesn't answer. I said, well, you know where he hangs out. I said, why don't you go over there and find him and bring him on over to the house? She goes out to the neighborhood, goes try to find him, up in Detroit, 7 Mile Telegraph area. She comes back. She's like, I can't find him. She's like, somebody got shot over there. And she's crying and everything. And I'm like, so what you crying for? She was like, because he's not answering his phone. I said, well, you know how he is. He's fickle. I said, he probably dropped his phone or something. I was like, you crying? Never in a million years that I think that it's him, because I already lost a brother. God's not going to let me lose my other brother. So I'm thinking in my head, okay, let's go around the corner. Let's go find this fool so I can cuss him out, because nobody got time for this mess. And you can stop acting like a baby. Let's go get this fool. And, you know, so we get in the car, we're riding around, looking for him. We go to the gas station everybody hang around at. I'm asking around. Because, you know, my brother, he wasn't a saint. I know what he was out there in the streets doing. So, you know, like they called him Slim. Like, everybody seen Slim. No, everybody's like, no, we ain't seen him. I'm like, okay. So steady driving around, looking around and everything. So I see the police cars, people standing around and everything. So I pull up and I get out the car. I walk over to the police officers, and I said, I told them my name. I said, I'm looking for my little brother. I said, someone said that somebody got shot, and I've been trying to call my brother, and he's not answering his phone, and I'm just trying to make sure it's not him. And they asked me, what is your brother's name? I said his name is Michael Stokes. That his name was Jonathan, Michael Stokes. We called him Michael. And he said, what is his address? And he started to name off his address. And the address that he gave me was my parents' address. My whole world, just everything, it just changed because I couldn't believe it that I had lost my last sibling. And I played in my head how I had treated him. He called me. I don't know what he wanted, and I just blew him off.
Wow.
And to this day, I don't know what it was he wanted. He could have needed help, and I never forget that. And I'll never forgive myself for that.
Well, let me ask you a question. Speaking of forgiveness, during the time that you were dealing with this particular situation, did you blame yourself? Did you blame other people, the circumstances? Who or what did you blame?
I blame myself. I blame the people that he hung around with, that he called his friends.
Okay.
Because.
So at what point did you stop caring about? Now, how long ago was this? You said this was recent, but you didn't give like a specific date, time frame. This
happened July 31st, 2014.
Okay. So at what point since 2014 did you stop caring about who or what to blame? To whatever level that you are in your forgiveness process right now?
Well, after going through the trial, it took a year going through this trial, thinking that once everybody was captured and thinking that listening to everything that I was going to get closure. And after going through all that, it didn't change anything.
Wow.
Because he's still not here. His daughter's still growing up without her father. And on her birthday, she has to remember that that's the day her dad died.
Oh, wow.
So, and as far as... Say that again?
Are you at the point where you can at least begin to stop caring about who or what to blame?
Yes, because I look at it like this. Why hold all that anger inside? Because at the end of the day, when that final day comes, they have to answer to the one above.
Mm-hmm.
So for me to hold on to that, I mean, that's not going to do me any good, and it's not going to bring him back. Their life is ruined. So with that, I'm at peace with that.
Okay. So in saying that, you finding that level of peace, okay, and knowing that, when would you say you started to see the light of hope and possibility, and what steps did you start to take toward that journey, toward that light?
Once that verdict came in and they were all found guilty and it was over and that was it, and I knew that they were going to pay, it was time to let go.
Wow. Okay. So thinking about our theme, one great thing after another, what words of wisdom will you share with our listeners?
As far as that?
As far as your process in forgiveness, your process in moving forward, one great thing after another, our theme of the show tonight.
I mean, it's just, you can't, I mean, that's kind of hard. You don't ever want to block your blessings. That's my main thing right there.
Okay.
You just have to move forward, stay positive, and don't block your blessings. I mean, that's my thing right there. Prayer and stay positive. That's the best thing. Is to stay positive in prayer.
Wow.
God.
Well, Kish, thank you so much for sharing, and I know that we could definitely continue on, and so many people like myself are interested in more of what you have to say and share. However, we're going to go ahead and move forward in the show, and I definitely want to, again, say thank you for sharing your process in forgiveness and your struggles and life experiences that I'm sure others can definitely relate to you with and have been through similar situations themselves, unfortunately. But however, we will hear more from you later in the show, from Ms. Kish, later in the show. Right now, it is time for a prosperous spirit with the lovely and beautiful Miss Cookie. And again, Kish, thank you.
You're welcome.
Great.
Thank you, Nakia. Free. We are free. Praise God. We are free. As children of God, we are inherently free. We claim our freedom by laying aside outworn or erroneous beliefs. When we release habits that are not in our best interest, our attention will naturally shift back to the truth. We are free. Awareness of what is holding us back set us free. Through self-observation and introspections, we connect with our deepest self. Spirit flows through us. Release of the old opens the way for new growth and self-expressions. Insight and ideals bloom within us, as do fresh prosperity and opportunities. Today, let us commit to living and expressing from our spiritual core true selves. Together we affirm we are free. Praise God, we are free. Shanie, take us to break.
Stay tuned for The Kitchen with Miss Cookie and Quiet Storm, featuring music from Solex on the Korner.
Constant influence. On a ship sitting at anchor, turning the rudder, even an extreme amount has zero effect. Yet when the ship is in motion, just the slightest change in the rudder can change the ultimate destination by hundreds of miles. Much as the rudder guides the direction of a ship, your thoughts guide the direction of your life. Though thoughts have no external power of their own, they exert a continuing influence on the direction of your life. By very definition, life is dynamic, always moving, always changing. Your thoughts influence the nature of that change, the direction of that motion. Even the smallest thoughts have great influence as they are magnified by your actions over time. Every thought you choose has an impact on the way your life unfolds. Negative thoughts may seem harmless and even comforting because of their familiarity. Yet, each negative thought is turning the rudder of your life toward an undesirable destination. Fortunately, you are in control and can quickly point your thoughts in a positive, empowering direction just by choosing to do so. Remind yourself often of the influence of every thought and use positive thoughts to lead life where you want it to go. Prosperous Divas. Prosperity is a mindset that can be created by anyone. ProsperousDivas.com. We hope to see you at our first ever Better Than Donald Trump Grow Your Money workshop, Saturday, April 16th, 2016, in Houston, Texas.
We give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money, and we do it all with love. Okay, something smells great. I think it's a dish Miss Cookie has been whipping up in the kitchen. What you got for us, Miss Cookie?
Thank you, Ronnie B., and welcome to the kitchen. We have a great recipe to feed those hearty appetites that have been working diligently on growing their minds and money. Tonight's recipe is quite simple, and it does not take a lot of time. It is lasagna roll-up casserole. It is yummy, yummy, yummy. Get those pens and paper handy. Let's start the slow cooker stewing up the beef. You will need 2 1/4 pounds of beef chuck roast, 1 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of finely ground black pepper, 1 tablespoon of canola oil, 2 cups of grape tomatoes, 1 1/2 teaspoon of coarsely ground black pepper, 1 bag, 5 ounces, baby spinach, 1 pound fusil pasta, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons balsamic vinegar. You're going to season the beef with 1 teaspoon of the salt, the finely ground black pepper in a large skillet. You're going to heat the oil over medium-high heat. Add the beef, sear it on all sides about 10 minutes. Then you're going to coat your slow cooker with no stick cooking spray. Add the beef and distribute the tomatoes around the side. Sprinkle in 1/2 teaspoon of the ground black pepper over the beef. Cover and slow cook it on high for 6 hours. Once it's done, you're going to remove the beef to a cutting board. You can do that beef while you are at work, and it'll be ready when you arrive back home. Return to the slow cooker and stir in the spinach until wilted. Add 1/2 teaspoon of the ground black pepper. Reserve 2 1/2 cups of the mixture for the lasagna roll-up casserole. Need another piece of paper. Here come the lasagna roll-up casserole ingredients. You will need 2 1/2 cups of the beef mixture, and you will need 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese, 1 cup of ricotta cheese, 2 cups of marinara sauce heated, 12 lasagna noodles. You want to cook them according to the direction on the package. You need 2 tablespoons of grated Parmesan cheese. Heat your oven to 375. Coat a 13 times 9 times 2-inch baking dish with non-stick cooking spray. In a large bowl, gently fold together beef mixture, 1/2 cup of the mozzarella cheese and the ricotta. Spread 1 cup of the marinated sauce in bottom of the prepared dish. Then you want to place the cooked noodle on a flat work surface and spread about 1/4 of a cup of the beef and cheese mixture over the top. You're going to roll up from a short end and place seam side down in the baking dish. You're going to repeat this for 6 noodles. Then, once you've done that, you're going to spoon the remaining marinara sauce over the roll-up, scattered remainder of the mozzarella cheese over the sauce, and sprinkle it with the Parmesan cheese. You want to cover the dish with foil, paper, and bake at 375 for 30 minutes. Then don't forget to remove the foil and bake 15 minutes more. Cool slightly and serve. It is delicious and yummy. You can serve it with your favorite drink or water. Eat and enjoy. Now it is time for the corner with Quiet Storm. Let's give her a smooch and a rose.
And I thank you, Miss Cookie. Well, yes, this is Quiet Storm, and we are here at the corner. And tonight, we are featuring music from Solex out of Fayetteville, Georgia, with his album, Your Face. Now, as you know, we asked the team to vote if the tracks we play should get a smooch and a rose or if they really need more fertilizer. Now, you know how we do. The first track is called Your Face. Let's check it out. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it yourself. Always remember your face. That was Your Face by Solex, our featured music guest. And we're going to go right to our illustrious panel to get their opinion. And we are going to start with Miss Cookie. Miss Cookie, did you like that cut?
Yes, unfortunately, I will have to admit that it was sort of soothing tonight. It was much better than the last performer, and I will give him Smooches and Roses.
Well, all right. Hey, Miss Cookie said it was smooth, and she's giving it 2 roses. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That is a first, because Miss Cookie does have high standards. Well, let's see what the rest of the panel thought. Lady Nakia, the Empress of Faith.
I thought it was very nice. That's something I need to listen to at night unless I'm trying to really go to sleep. Because it's too. But I loved it. I'm gonna give it a snap and a rose, definitely.
All right. The second helping of snaps and roses from none other than the Empress. Let's see if we can keep this going. Mr. Ronnie B.
I'm going to give it a rose because I thought it was well. I thought 90% of it was well mixed together, but something Brother Solex need to do at the beginning, because the beginning kind of doesn't get you into the flow right to me, and it's like there's a disconnect. So I'm going to give him a rose, but you might need to look at Your Face, Your Face, Your Face. I didn't get it. I wasn't with it.
All right. Well, it was still positive. And so we have another rose in the bunch. Let's go to our guest, our lovely guest, Kish Renee. Kish, what did you think of that one?
Okay, I'm going to give it a smooch. It was soothing. I think I would have to listen to that, relaxing, maybe I think it would put me to sleep.
Okay. Now, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It's a good thing. I think I can actually write to that.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay. Wow.
Brothers do not want songs that put the lady to sleep.
Well, in this case, I think he would be glad to make an exception, because she said that was a good thing. And we're going to go with that. Rounding it off, I really did like it. I thought it was really smooth and soothing, and I also thought that I could drift off to sleep on that one and have some sweet dreams. So I really liked it. I'm going to give it Smooches and Roses. Smooches and Roses. Well, we have another selection coming up from that same artist. Again, we're listening to and featuring Solex out of Fayetteville, GA. Now, the next one, this one is titled, wait for it, this one is titled, all right, I will have that title for you in a moment. And let's see.
Take a miracle.
Okay, thank you very much. All right, having a little technical difficulty. Well, it is called It's Gonna Take a Miracle. So let's check it out. All right. Well, yes, that was Gonna Take a Miracle. And, of course, that was Solex's version of that cut. More on that later. Let's go right to our panel, find out what they thought of this cut. And we're going to start this time with Nakia. Miss Nakia.
Okay. I think that was nice. Again, however, it was entirely too long. And I don't have that much left in me to listen to anything else that long. So, I'm going to give it a smooch. Y'all have no idea of my struggle right now. I'm going to give it a smooch.
Okay. All right. Well, we understand.
Okay. I sure love y'all. And don't get it that a smooch. And I have to work with that one, but other than that, let's move forward.
All right. Well, the smooch is all good, and Miss Nakia starts us off with a smooch, but she said it was too long. Miss Cookie, what did you think of that one?
I concur. It was too long, and it needs some doctoring. So here come the fertilizer.
Oh, no. Needed some doctor. Oh, God.
All right. Well, Miss Cookie said it could use a little help. No smooches and roses this time, but some fertilizer on it. Ronnie B? Mr. Ronnie B?
I think he was in the right vein for what the boy got skills. I'll give it a rose. I'm gonna give it a rose.
All right, Ronnie. Well, so far, so good. And of course, we need to find out what our guest thinks. Kish, does that sound a little bit familiar? That song?
When it first started off, I said, oh, okay, Smooch and a Rose. And then, as it went on, it's going to take a miracle to get through this song. In my head, it's going to take a miracle for me to get through this song. So I'm going to have to say it needs a bit of fertilizer.
Hanging out. She hanging out next to the fertilizer truck with Miss Cookie. Oh, no.
Oh, yes. Very necessary. All right. Well, we're going to round things off. And this particular one, I am going to give it a rose, a single rose with no smooch. I know this is a remake of Denise Williams' same cut, Gonna Take a Miracle. I didn't really like that song too much. I've never really liked the song, but I appreciate the melody. So all I can do is give it a rose. And, of course, if you liked what you heard from Solex, you can check him out at CD Baby. And, of course, that's taking us right to our break.
Okay.
Well, up next, Shanie Sunshine Lounge, Quiet Storm's interview with author Kish Renee, and Voices from the Ethers. Please stay.
You hold the power. You hold the power to reach whatever you seek. You possess the ability to live the life you envision. Today, make use of that power. Today, engage that ability. It can be easy to feel like events beyond your control are holding you back, pushing you down. But deep inside, you know that's not the case. And you know there's much more you can do. Yes, the challenges are formidable. And yes, you can work your way through each one. Though many factors are beyond your control, you choose your own attitude thoughts, and actions every moment of every day. In those choices, you'll find the power to move life in whatever direction you wish. Right now, exercise your power. Make a difference. Then do it again and again. You deserve the best life imaginable. So do what you know you can do and create it.
And we give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money. And yes, we do it all with love. Now it's time to visit the lounge. Shanie, my love, take it away.
Hey, I have to take the love for Shanie, but I don't think Shanie would mind that I take the love from her tonight, given that she's taking care of the little munchkin and the family, because they all, what is going on? Miss Cookie's under the weather. The Empress of Faith under the weather and stuff. My cat is biting my ankles. What, and I don't know what's going on with the world. But I do know this, that we're going to change the poem. That's right, we're going to change the poem. Because, see, that other guy put us to sleep, so I ain't going to have no long poem tonight. We got a different poem. As you know, welcome to Shiny Sunshine Lounge, where we feature a new spoken word artist each week, and the panel will vote whether or not they get snappy snaps, or we start throwing in rotten tomatoes. We have Kamiko Farrar. Let's just check out Color Me Pretty.
Color me pretty. My mama once told me that when she was young, she would untangle her hair and thin it out with a fork. My coworkers asked, are those big afro things making a comeback? I don't understand why y'all want to wear your hair like that. See, it's not just hair. It's about more than attractiveness. There has been a whitewashing of beauty in the media. It's no coincidence that the so-called beautiful women of color look acceptably European. Our ancestors were told they weren't good enough. So now the fact that we are insecure is a generational curse, and we have developed an affinity for simulation. The spectrum of what is considered beautiful is determined by some itty-bitty chick in a big city. So photographers upgrade to the latest version of Photoshop and color me pretty. It's been written that a woman's long hair is her glory. Maybe. Unless it's kinky, matted, or knotted at the nape. But Garrett A. Morgan fixed it so our naps could hang and shake. So some say, don't sell me no black pride lies, just point me to the aisle with the no lie. You can have all that jazz about diaspora and African ethnicity. Why make it hard on myself? I know I'm black. Just color me pretty. And whether I'm light-skinned, dark-skinned, or brown paper bag passing, with natural hair dried in a house of powder from not moisturizing, or relaxed scalps full of scabs from the chemical burning, color me pretty. So I can kick it with the socially conscious or sit comfortably in the boardroom, so I don't sweat out my press and curl or my tracks don't show in the bedroom. Color me pretty. Okay, Lord, we can keep my shoes at a size 10, but could you make the rest of my body a size 3? Just don't take all my booty. Color me pretty. See, my ex dumped me for some Brazilian-looking chicken. I can't make him jealous rocking no Afro puff. See, I want to be black, but not too black, just black enough. Color me pretty. See, all those excuses are just a mask for our inherited insecurities. But pretty is as pretty sees, so when eyes are wide shut to possibilities, pretty is all we'll ever be.
That was Kamiko Farrar with Color Me Pretty. Let's check out the panel. Are we getting some snaps, or are we getting some rotten tomatoes? Our guest, Kish Renee, what you say?
You can get some snaps.
Snap, snappity, snap. All right. Empress of Faith, Nakia Franklin, what you say?
Snap, toe tapping all the way.
I think the ladies done woke up and after Solex put them to sleep. Quiet Storm. Color.
Okay, well, I definitely have to give her some snaps. She was very much on point, and I liked the way she kept it moving.
I never did watch those Brazilian movies. Color me pretty. I'm giving it some snaps right now. I'm about to go outside and see if I can find somebody with a nappy head. Right now. Give me a big old bushy one, too. Come here, nappy.
We're going to leave that alone.
Whatever you wear, just be you, all right? Okay, that was Color Me Pretty. You could check her out on Old Grumpy Houston. All right, I think it's time to continue our interview with one of the most awesome upcoming authors around. I mean, hey, this lady's work, get her before she gets the Pulitzer, because she will be charging you lots of money to speak. Author Kish Renee, Quiet Storm, over to you.
Well, thank you, Ronnie B. And Kish, I definitely want to thank you for spending some time with us. Your powerful, very personal shares. And again, I just want to thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm enjoying myself.
Well, all right. And with that, we're going to go right into our first inquiry. And Kish, inquiring minds want to know, could you please share with us an aha moment, a moment of revelation, if you will, when you knew in your heart of hearts that being an author and sharing your writings and publishing your writings and your work was the right thing for you?
Okay. I've always loved to write. From grade school, college, I've loved to write. And I don't know how many times people would say, I should write a book. And one day I sat down and I said, I'm going to write a book. And I got out my laptop and I got to writing that book. And I let someone read it, and they read that book, the first couple of chapters. And within that third, not even that third chapter, they were hooked. And the way that they acted, some of those first couple of chapters, the light in their eyes, that just drove me right there. And I knew I had it. And I wanted it. I tasted it. I wanted it. And from that day forward, I said, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this. So that's
wow. Okay, I didn't want to step on your toes there.
Yeah, that's what I knew. And it wasn't, and I said, you know what? Well, maybe she's biased. Let me try somebody else. And, and I started passing around, and I started getting that same reaction from everybody that read it. Then I started saying, I'm going to go out and I'm going to ask somebody that I'm not, that doesn't know me like that, and see what they say. Same reaction. And I said, you know what? I'm on to something. I got to see this through.
So you didn't have to ask anybody else.
No. I just wanted, I had to make sure yeah.
Wow, that's actually a lovely story. Well, moving forward, what kind of circumstances, what kind of people or new challenges come into consideration, come into your mind, come into your thoughts as you do the work to have your books and sales exceed all your expectations? When you're going through the motions and you're writing your material or signing an autograph on a book for someone or speaking about your works, what kind of circumstances or new challenges or even people come to your mind?
A person, when you're writing, you would think the hardest part about writing a book is the actual writing of the book. That's the easy part. The hardest part, the challenge, is once you're done with the book, it's getting that book out there. It's getting yourself out there and getting people to read that book, getting yourself out there to the public, getting it out there, promoting. That's the challenge, is getting somebody to read that book.
Well, it's obvious that you did overcome that. So can you say a little bit more about how you did that?
Well, social media is the biggest platform. You got your Facebook, Twitter, Goodreads, Google, Instagram, all that is a start. But you still got that good old-fashioned word of mouth. Get out there in the streets. I recently just got out of the hospital. I had the flu and pneumonia, and I know how I got sick, and I made a joke about it. I have a little bag that I have, got my name embroidered, Simplee Kish, author of Simplee Kish. And in that bag, I have my books, my pamphlets, bookmarks, all kind of stuff for my books. And I put that bag on my backpack, and I get in my car. And if you're in the Detroit area, you're familiar with 7 Mile, 8 Mile, 6 Mile, and you got all kind of beauty salons and stuff like that. And I was in my car driving up and down the street, going into these beauty salons. It was snowing. Going into these here African braiding shops, going in there asking people, like the owners, "Excuse me, can I talk to your clients?" They would say, "Yes. I'm an author. I'm a local author. I would like to know if I can sell books to your clients." And they'll say, "Okay." And I'll say, "Hey, ladies, how are you guys doing?" Get their attention. And then I ask them, "Any readers out there?" They'll say, "Yeah." "Oh." Go ahead, pitch my sales for my book, pass out the book, get out there, get them interested, sell my book. I'm walking up and down the street. So I'm like, you know what? I'm out here in the snow. I said I was walking the street like a hooker, pushing my books like crack. Trying to get my book out.
No shame.
No shame.
Shake your money maker.
But in the process, I end up catching the flu and pneumonia. So, but you have to do what you have to do. You got to get out there. But that's the challenge. You have to get out there. You have to meet people. You have to get out there and mingle. In the weirdest places. I was at the doctor's today to get my follow-up, trying to make sure I get this pneumonia under check. You think I'm in there trying to get all the medication I'm supposed to get? I'm in there with my books. Hey, you like to read? I got my medication, but I sold some books while I was in there, too. I'm not playing.
That is wonderful.
Yeah.
That is really and that's the kind of spirit that I would imagine that you really have to have.
Yeah, you have to.
Wow. Well,
you don't have to imagine. It's just sitting right there.
If you don't
she's a perfect example.
It's not going to sell.
Case closed. Well, can you please share with us, kind of turning the tables a little bit, a disappointment that involved working with others that still to this day has you shaking your head?
As far as
any experience where you felt disappointed and you were working with others? It might have been around your book, maybe not.
No, not necessarily. I can't really think of anything as far as book-related goes where I was disappointed other than the fact that, well, I'll take that back. Yes, I can.
Tell the truth, shame the devil.
I'm sorry to my publisher. I'm going to say it. But, okay, so when my first book came out, and it's like the platform set up, it comes out in ebook format. And being a new author, they like, with me coming out, being new to the scene, they want me to get out there, get my name out there. People get used to me before my paperback comes out. So my ebook comes out, and then my paperback is supposed to come out about 4 weeks after the release of the ebook. Well, there came into some technical issues, and that did not happen. So my first book released, I believe it was December 8th. So the paperback was supposed to release sometime around a little bit after January 8th. Well, that did not happen until about 2 weeks ago. I was highly disappointed with that. My second book is out, and when the second book released, that was supposed to go to paperback when the first book released. And now I am currently working on my third book, which I kind of, I'm still, in the process of working on that. But with that being said, my second book should be on paperback now, but like I said, with the issue that I'm not sure exactly, it was something to do with the print format where everything got backed up. So I was disappointed where some of my readers, they don't do ebooks. Everyone is not into the Kindle. They like old school. They want the book in their hand. So that was messing me up because people are like, yeah, I want your book, but I want the paperback. Where's the paperback? So people are constantly coming to me, where's the paperback? And I'm like, well, my publisher said it'll be ready in about a week or two. Give it 2 weeks and so forth. So they're constantly hounding me for this product, and I don't know what to tell them. And it's making me getting frustrated because I can't give them a date. So I was disappointed in that.
Naturally. That. And, even though that is a great example and really answered that question, in your voice, I can sense that even though you're disappointed and you don't like not being able to give that answer, that you have already determined that it's not going to stop you. Am I right?
No, it's not. No, I'm not going to let that stop the party. No.
All right. Well, Kish, we could go on and on, but we can't because the show is finite. And I just want to stop it here and say again that we really, really love the fact that you gave us some of your time, shared yourself authentically, and I really got a lot out of that.
Question?
So again, there was another question? I guess I may have missed that. Let me review. Thank you for that reminder, Mr. Ronnie B., because I surely did not see it.
Yeah.
Well, Kish, let me just
so you know, Kish, we don't have a Kindle either, so we don't have that little thing in the ear to tell folks. Look, you just missed the part that said this.
Well, I do have a question, as Ronnie B. so rightly pointed out. Can you please share a specific moment or even an event where your efforts and the work of others brought a smile to your face?
Yes. Actually, today, when I went into my appointment today, and I was in the middle of a sales pitch, and I asked this woman named Carla, did she like to read? And she said, do I like to read? And her face lit up. And she said, do you have Facebook? I said, I sure do. She said, let me tell you about my group. And she got to explaining about her group and everything. And when she told me about this group, and it's local, and it was so weird. Well, not weird, but it was just like right on point because I had been searching for something local. And in turn, with her giving me this information, and it helped me because it opened the door for me for something local as far as giving me events and opportunities to meet people in my area. But by the time I got home with what she was able to do, and by the time I got home, I was able to in turn, turn around and help someone else that was seeking help. There's a young girl who was interested in writing a book, but she's already started writing a book, and she didn't know what to do, what was the process, the steps, and, what did she have to do, who did she need to contact, and so forth. And the fact that me meeting this woman, Carla, I was able to help this other girl pursue her dreams. So that made me feel good, and her whole motto was she wanted to pay it forward. And with her doing that, I was able to turn around and help someone else achieve what they were trying to achieve.
Wow. Wow. I can definitely see how that would put a smile on your face. And you said all that got done by the time you got home.
Yes.
Wow. Well, Kish, this is where we do stop. And again, I just want to thank you for coming in. Thank you for sharing, ma'am. It's really been great to hear your voice. And I hope you come back again.
Oh, well, thank you for having me. Like I said, I did enjoy you guys today. Thank you.
All right. Well, stick around because, Kish, we are going to hear from some of our listeners. Ronnie B is going to help us with that. And Mr. Ronnie B, what are you hearing from the ethers?
Okay, there's been a lot of chat. I'm on because of the time. I can't go into too many of them, but we have. Oh God, the ethers have been overflowing. The first one is from Frank Myers, and it goes to the Empress of Faith. And Frank says, "Empress of Faith, you saved my marriage. My wife and I have been in a so-called marriage for over 13 years with a layer of resentment that was hidden until we did the exercise on forgiveness. When I started writing my list, I noticed that the one person who was in every category was my wife. My business, of course, my relationship, my family, romance, and when you said people I'm out of harmony with, my wife, accused of any injustice, blaming her for me imagining that she was having an affair with her boss when I was the one that cheated. You saved our marriage. Thank you for the wonderful exercise, because now we're forgiving and we found the love again." And that was from Frank Myers. And Frank, hey, I feel you. I feel the love. I feel the love. On that note, as I said, we had a lot of sharing. Forgive me, listeners. Forgive me, listeners. But we just couldn't get them all in. But, oh, God, thank you. The ethers are overflowing. But we are going to move along. Empress of Faith, please take us to break. Do we have an Empress of Faith? Let's see. Empress of Faith may have tuned out, but if we don't, okay, we will go ahead and take a break. Stay tuned for part 4 of the show, the finale featuring my interview with Kish Renee, Simplee Kish, the author herself, and the prosperity work. Stay tuned.
Intention plus activity. Intentions with no effort behind them are nothing more than empty wishes. Activity without any purposeful intention to direct it can often be wasted. The way to invite achievement into your life with rock-solid intentions and enthusiastic efforts. Decide where you want to go, who you want to be, how you want to live, what you want to do, and then get yourself deeply involved in life. The interesting thing is, your activities does not necessarily have to be overly directed toward your intentions. In fact, your efforts can often be more effective when they're not directly connected to your goals. Know your intentions, and then give your very best in every situation, to every person, every challenge you encounter. You will find that your intentions being realized, and probably not in the way you imagine. You have many more resources and abilities than you know about. And with strong intentions and commitment to making a difference, you'll tap into hidden abundance, often without even realizing it. Choose where you want to go and give your best to every little moment along the way. One way or another, you'll get there. Prosperous divas. Prosperity is a mindset that can be created by anyone, especially you.
Yes, we do give it all to you on Grow Your Mind and Money. And as you know, we do it all with love. Over to Ronnie B for the finale.
Thank you, Quiet Storm. And thank you, Author Kish Renee, Simplee Kish. Thank you for sharing. I just want to say that you're an amazing woman. Amazing. Your spirit, your intentionality is just awesome. It is moving. And, God, I'm just going to say I'm present to a lot of love, and it is just a pleasure to be around someone who's got that energy, who's living life. So thank you for gracing us tonight.
You're very welcome.
Now, you're welcome. Now, we're going to roll into the finale. Challenges do you see lurking in the waters that will try to slow you down or take you off the path from having your career, your business as an author succeed beyond all expectations?
Oh, what challenges?
I'm trying to sneak up on you, grab your ankle, hold your back.
Laziness.
No, not that. Not the laziness. Oh, no.
What I mean by that is what some people like to call writer's block. Where they like to say, I'm stuck. I can't write. I can't think of anything. Yeah, that happens sometimes, but not all the time. Sometimes that's it.
You said, but not all the time. Okay, you honest.
Granted, it does happen. It does happen, but sometimes it is an excuse because I've used it as an excuse.
Yeah, you have used it. Miss Kish, I had to say this. Now, you know you're telling on a whole bunch of other folks now.
I know.
Folks listening to the show now. Yo, lazy, you...
But, you also, what could take you off your path is if you need to have, like, a schedule. And I noticed, like, with social media like Facebook, is you have to be on Facebook to build up your fan base. But if you get caught up in Facebook, you won't get anything done. And you get in that cycle, and next thing you know, an hour done went by, 2 hours done went by, and in that hour or 2 hours that you up there lollygagging on Facebook and Twitter and so forth, you could have put out about 20,000 words if you really into it. So that can mess you up. So you have to have structure. You have to, set aside time, a schedule for writing. So that's what you need to focus on.
I've had so many really people who produce extraordinary results on the show, and a common theme is allowing themselves to be, I'm trying to think of the words because they say it so eloquently, but it's submitting to their own schedule. This is what I want to get done. This is how I'm going to break down how I am going to approach it, and actually submitting to your own schedule. Well, now, given that now, Ms. Kish, you have been around, you're an experienced, not only author, an experienced woman in life. So we could kind of say you pretty much seen it all in the world of business, in being a professional, mother, parent. Now, what I'm going to ask you to share is 2 pitfalls that you've seen people fall into when it comes to being consistent in their actions for growing their careers, their wealth, health, well-being, getting that, book published, written. 2 pitfalls that, or that you just seen that when they go down that path, they end up.
One pitfall is if you're writing and you're trying to cut corners, you're not, when it comes to editing your book, and you have somebody editing your book that is not a good editor, and you're not going over what they're doing to proof it before you get that out there, work out there, that is the worst thing that you can do. And I've seen some good books that are being, as far as reviews, that are being given 2 stars and so forth. It's a great story, but if a person has to stop and figure out what you left off or what you're trying to say because your book is poorly edited, that's not good.
You say bad thing.
Nobody wants to take the time to try to figure out and interpret what you're talking about. And I've seen a lot of that going on. And another thing that gets you is presentation of your book, the cover.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen some of the stuff out here.
I really can't speak on it, but my imagination runneth wild.
Well, yeah, and they say don't judge a book by its cover, but, people do that. So, you
right.
do, when you look at that type of stuff, it's all about presentation. So I would put that together, and presentation. So I will put all that in there with the editing and all that, what you're presenting, because that's yourself, and you're presenting that. So, yeah. And, you say you want to talk about the wealth end, as far as the wealth goes, when you out here in this, you have to spend money to make money. Scared money don't make money. So, and that's the honest, in this business, because when you out here, you're trying to get this book out here, you have to spend money to make money. And scared money does not make money. And what that means is you're going to have to put money into this book to make sure that everything is on point. That's the only thing I can say about those 2 things. That's what you want to make sure.
So just to clarify, the second pitfall is that we'll just say it in a fancy way. Thou must invest in your own project if you want it to work.
Exactly.
How are you gonna make money in a business and you're gonna try to be cheap about it? Now that doesn't mean that you can't start small. But make that small good. Because so you might have to take a little bit more time, but take more time and do it right than try to just throw it out there and you trying to hurry up and make some money. This ain't gonna work.
No, there's no start small because there's no start small.
Well, what I meant by okay, just so that I don't get into just to clarify my point, I meant in the sense of if you can't do 10,000, do the 1,000. Within whatever your industry is.
Yeah, it's like you will have to.
That's all. They're trying to get it out of the bag. I don't want to lose people on the point that you made.
Yeah.
Okay. Forget. I just want to keep with the point that if you're not investing, if you ain't investing in your own business, how can you expect it to grow?
Exactly. There you go.
And that might not be. That might be you not spending not investing in your personal appearance.
And the other pitfall that would clear everything up is when a person has a publisher and they get that stuff out there, they expect the publisher to do everything for them. It does not work that way.
Oh, well.
That is everybody's misunderstanding. They think you get a publisher, they're going to pay for your book to get edited, they're going to pay for your book cover, and they're going to promote your book, and all you have to do is just write this book and give them the book, and you're going to become a national bestseller, and you're going to make all this money. No. It
don't quite work like that.
It doesn't work like that. They pay for your book to get edited, and they pay for the book cover and get published. As far as promoting and getting your work out there, that is up to the author and the author only.
Yep.
They do not.
You got to have your own little network going.
Exactly. And that is what everybody fail. And they think that once they realize that and they get out there, why my book isn't selling? How come this and this and that? And they get discouraged, and then that's it. They write one book, and then they quit because they expect overnight success, and it's not going to happen.
Does not. One of the ways, I'll just say that I do not know your industry, and I'm clear I do not know your industry. Okay? I'm very clear. Mm-hmm. But I do know business. And that crosses industries. And there is no business where you get that kind of deal.
Yeah.
There is none that you get that kind of deal. And we work with a lot of entertainers. And a lot of them, they learn, if they're really after it, they learn early that, you know what, I may have this and that, but if I'm not doing it and being responsible myself, that ain't their job. But we could talk forever, and I just love what you've been sharing. But I want you to share what's on your plate. How can our listeners learn more about the world of author Simplee Kish and the projects you're involved with? Where they can go? Should they Google? Tell her, should they put the money in an envelope and a stamp? Whatever way, please let us know.
Okay, well, you can find me at simpleekish.com, which is SIMPLEEKISH.com. There you will see my book. I also have my online store there where you can purchase my paperbacks. If you are into the e-books, you can find me on Amazon.com, and you can search me under Simplee Kish, and my books will pull up on there as well.
What's the latest one out?
Okay, so I have.
Can a brother get a title?
Oh, yes, I'm about to drop both of those for you. So the first one is Brooklyn and Santana, Love, Lies, and Secrets. And the second one is Brooklyn and Santana, The Cover-Up. Right now, I'm...
no. I didn't know you would like that.
Yeah, what you thought I only had one?
Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm working on part 3 right now. It's Brooklyn and Santana, but I'm not sure what the subtitle for that one is called. Me and our publisher haven't worked that one out yet. So I'm in the process of that one right now. And part 2, the cover-up, right now I'm in the process of doing the final editing on that to get that one on paperback. So right now that's currently on Amazon for the Kindle right now. But part 1 is paperback and on Kindle.
All right. Okay. Okay. Well, look, we have to support Simplee Kish, dog. That means will you spend some money? I know you got it. I know you got it. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself by spending some money with her. Now, Kish, I want to thank you for being on Grow Your Mind and Money. And I can't promise that I have better music. But I can promise that look, if I had to, I'll switch that poet. Color me pretty. So please come back.
I will. I surely will.
All right. But stay and join us for a little food for thought. And the Empress was under the weather, and I think she kind of faded out on us. But Quiet Storm, can we get a little food for thought?
Okay, tonight's food for thought is all better. Now, if you try to make it all better all at once, you'll end up frustrated. But you can make a little bit better, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. If you're 50 pounds overweight, you won't be able to lose all that weight by next week. Yet, you can lose a pound or 2 and then more the next week, and so on until you've reached the goal. Now, just because you can't do it all at once is no reason to be dismayed. In fact, it's a good reason to go ahead and do what you can do right now. Time will dependably pass. You can believe it. And you can use every moment of that time to make progress. The incremental progress you make will quickly add up. An hour from now, you can be one step closer to your goal than you were before. Take that step now, and then be ready to take the next one. Put time on your side by putting it to use, doing what you can do when you can do it. Start now. Take control of your destiny and keep going. Now, given the theme, all better, one action I will definitely take this week is to continue to make sure that I meet my goals for my business day after day and end up where I want to be by the end of the week. To make sure that I stay on top of tying some loose ends that I have been trying to bring to a successful conclusion for about a month now, but it does require me to stay on top of it. Over to you, Ronnie B.
Thank you, Quiet. All right, thank you, Quiet Storm. Let go and be free. We're continuing the work that Quiet Storm started out at the beginning of the year, clearing out the physical, mental, and spiritual muck that has been holding us hostage to the past. We have old resentments, old conversations about people or things, old ways of behaving around people or doing work. Old righteous views of the world and the people in it. All that clutter, all that crap keeps us stuck in the muck. Let go and be free of your righteousness and allow grace and possibility to knock at your door frequently. The work. Clean out your closet. Clean out your car. Clean out all your old emails and computer files. That's right. Delete. Clean out all your old emails and computer files. Cleanse your mind for prosperity. Now, heaven forbid you delete something that forces you to create newly, maybe freshly, maybe even something that perhaps more passionately and boldly, because you're not rebuilding everything from the past. Create a list of things, people, conversations you choose to let go, and share that list with at least 3 people who will support you in just letting it go. Do not attempt this alone. Getting someone to support you is the key, because you will tell yourself that you're going, no, you won't. Do not attempt alone. Even fail at not attempting to do it alone would be a success. Say this affirmation daily. I dissolve in my own mind and in the minds of all others any idea that my own can be withheld from me. No person, thing, or event can keep that from me, which the universe has for me now. Share your list with at least one person daily and invite them to participate. And remember, demand a miracle.
A world of peace and prosperity, one listener at a time. Until next time, grow your mind and your money, 'cause, yeah, it's a beautiful thing